The American population ages. The need for hospice care has risen and is predicted to continue rising for the foreseeable future. And when deciding where to go when in need of hospice care, Faith Hospice is one many choose.
Yeah, and with good reason. Faith Hospice focuses on the quality of life until the end of life with hospice services, palliative care, and bereavement resources. We've got Janet Jamin. She's Faith Hospice's bereavement manager with us this morning. Janet, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start with what is bereavement services?
Well, bereavement care is really about providing support to individuals, and we look at the emotional, spiritual, physical, and the cognitive responses. And then we help them adapt. And we help them adapt to what I like to call the radical transformation of life, because it is a change. And it is radical for many people. And we're all going to experience it.
And everyone will experience, but everyone experiences grief differently, right? I mean, you have to be ready for anything.
Exactly. I think sometimes folks have the misperception that grief does go in these stages in order. And that just does not happen, okay? Because grief is just totally cyclical. It is not, it's not linear, it does not go in a line. So no two people are going to grieve alike, and I always try to stress that it's okay that we grieve differently. So I'm not going to grieve the same way you do. And there's no right or wrong way in doing that.
Absolutely. And so how does Faith Hospice step in and provide these services to help families and those that are dealing with these?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, our own families, the Faith Hospice families, they automatically get bereavement services following the death of their loved one. So that's 13 months of service. But what's really nice and unique about Faith Hospice is that we open that up to our community. So if anyone in our community has experienced a loss in the last 13 months, they can also access our bereavement services.
Wow. And there's a new pavilion, correct?
Yes.
The Hope and Healing Pavilion.
Yes, that is like super exciting. It is the Van Andel Hope and Healing Pavilion, which is out on Pfeiffer Farms Drive, right off of 84th Street. It is a grief center, so we will be providing support groups, individual counseling, workshops for people who are dealing with grief and loss.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such an important thing to talk about and bring up. This is not an easy topic.
No.
But tell us about Faith. There are different kinds of hospices. So tell us what sets Faith Hospice apart from other choices.
Yeah. Well, I think that something that makes us special and unique is our mission, where we are called to provide that compassionate, loving care in Christ's name. And you know, when I think of Christ, I think of love. And that's Faith Hospice.
And when you go through this, like I lost my father 15 years ago, and you mentioned that everyone goes through grief, you feel alone.
Oh.
You really feel like you have such a great sense of loss. And having these services really must help people open their eyes that there is someone there to help. There's someone there to be there with you.
Absolutely. People feel devastated, and they actually like to retreat home. And I always say that people step out of life. Yeah. And it's a process that they have to go through before they're ready to walk back into life again. And so it just takes time. And I think it's so important to have that bereavement care. It really is essential to the mental health of our being as whole people.
Which is why, I mean, you're offering these services to anyone who's had some loss.
Yes.
So if someone is hearing this and is like, and they're going through this right now, what do you want them to know?
They're not alone. They're not alone, and we're here. Yeah. And there's a couple ways that they can reach out to us. They certainly can go to our website at faithhospicecare.org. And that we have a nice bereavement page there, and they can access our bereavement pamphlet with all the latest support groups and workshops, and they can register for those things, call us. And that is the second way that they can reach out to us, is by calling us directly at 616-235-5122. And that is the bereavement department. And talk to one of us. We have several counselors there, and just reach out to us and talk to us.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're not alone. So there's the information right there on your screen. If that's you this morning, pick up your phone. 616-235-5113 will get you to the main line. And you gave the number out for the bereavement center.
I did. It's 5122.
Is it 5122?
I'm sorry,
Oh, no,
and I
no
might have
problem.
said that wrong.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I want to make sure 235-5122 for the
Yes.
bereavement center. Faithhospicecare.org for more information. We'll be